Lieutenant.
Commander, sir.
I'm Carter, Noble Team's leader. That's Cat, Noble 2, Emil and George 4 and 5. You're riding with me, Noble 6. Not gonna lie to you, Lieutenant. You're stepping into some shoes the rest of the squad would rather leave unfilled. Me, I'm just happy to have Noble back up to full strength.
Hello, my name is Fu Manchu, and recently I've gotten some really good deals on some 1/6 scale figures. I mean, the deals are out there if you really look for them. And these are figures that I wanted already, but I wouldn't have otherwise been able to get because, man, the retail prices are expensive. And, you know, with all the different 1/6 scale figures out there, you really have to pick and choose what you can get. But if you find it on sale, well, it's really hard to turn it down now, isn't it? Now, this figure is no different. I really wanted this figure back when it came out, man. I've been wanting any of the figures from this line, and it looks really cool. But it was expensive. I think the retail price is $219.99. Holy crap! But I found it on a website on sale for $189.99. Now, before you say, hey, that's not much of a sale, it isn't. But there was an additional 50% off. So I saved the $95 and got it for $94.99. Holy cow! And so today's review will be on the following. Today's review will be on the 3A Halo. And although it doesn't say it, this is from Halo Reach. 1/6 scale collectible figure of Commander Carter. So, here's the front of the package, and as you can see, it's got the Halo logo there. It's got a very tiny UNSC logo way over there. The background is mainly blue with a little bit of a mesh design there that kind of looks like a chain link fence, but I'm assuming that's a design on his bodysuit or something like that. And then down here, you'll see that it's got a little bit of battle damage on the box, but that's okay, because Spartan armor should have dents and scrapes on it, so why shouldn't the box be any different? Now, as you can see, this box is still sealed up in plastic. It is brand new, and I have not gotten a look at it yet. Now, as far as I know, this is my first 3A figure ever, and I've wanted one of the Spartan figures from 3A for a long time, and I really like Commander Carter, so it's really cool that I was able to get this one. Now, I've wanted one of the 3A figures for a long time because, one, they're supposed to be really big, and the battle damage is supposed to be amazing, all the scrapes and stuff like that, so I cannot wait to see this thing open. So let's look at the back of the package before we open it. So, here's the back of the package, and as you can see, it's got some little graph drawings of his weapons. You got his knife in his sheath right there. You got some grenades. Then down here, you've got his big rifle, and that looks awesome. Then down here, it's got his name and a little tiny blurb for him, and that is cool. Now, the side of the packages is kind of plain. It just carries over that white and stripy motif there on that side, and then it's the blue up here at the top. And if we flip it back around, you'll see that that pattern continues on this side too, and that's pretty cool. And you can actually make out that little like chain link fence design there a lot better. Now, I cannot wait to open this, so I say we waste no more time, and I say we open it! So, here's the figure still in its tray, but the tray slid out of the package, and holy cow, this guy is huge. This is awesome. Check this out. I mean, he is taking up the entire tray, and he looks very formidable and very awesome indeed. Man, oh man, I can't wait to see him standing up without this tray. Now, he also came with this instruction booklet here, and this is pretty cool, man. There's a lot of stuff here telling you how to do everything, like how to put in the batteries there, which it didn't come with, so I won't be able to show you what he looks like when he's lit up, but that's okay. But yeah, you need 2 different sizes of batteries in order to make all the lights light up, because he's got lights on his arms, lights on his legs, and lights on his back and chest, and that is awesome. And even on his helmet, too. But yeah, the instruction booklet is very cool indeed. It's got a lot of neat pictures here. This is very cool. It tells you where all the magnets are, I guess, and the articulation, and that's pretty neat. But man, enough about this. I say we look at the figure. What do you say? So, here's the figure laying down with the top tray removed, and I gotta say, the top tray is held on by these little tiny circles. If you look carefully, you can see some circles that are indented there, and man, you need Spartan armor strength to pull all those things off without flicking all the accessories around when you pull the top tray off. But man, oh man, is it worth it once you get it off of there. Now, looking at his accessories, you can see he's got a knife there with a sheath. He's got grenades there, very cool indeed. He's got a little doodad there that goes on his chest, I believe. Over here, I'm assuming that's shoulder armor. Very cool. Look at that helmet. It looks so good. Over here, he's got another shoulder armor. Very cool. And then right there, another thing that goes on his chest. He's got his giant machine gun looking very cool indeed, man. Oh, man, this looks so good. And yeah, that battle damage and scrapings and stuff looks so good. So I say we waste no more time and stand him up. What do you say? So, here's Commander Carter fresh out of the package, and holy cow, he looks amazing. Now, looks aside, my first impressions of this figure as I pulled him out of the package is, holy cow, this thing is light. He is very, very, very light. Now, I've handled a lot of 1/6 scale figures, and just looking at this figure with how big and beefy he is, I expected him to weigh a lot more than this. Even just watching reviews, I thought, man, that's a chunky figure. I bet you he's heavy. But nope, he's very light indeed. Now, part of the problem that adds to the fact of why he's so light is if you look there, the gray bodysuit underneath, where it connects to the arm, it's like a very soft rubber. It's very squishy indeed. Now, I don't know why they made it out of that. I guess, so the articulation can move, because he's got all this armor on. You want him to be able to move around. But you can see there it's all bunched up at the hips and stuff. Now, I did not expect it to have this soft rubber bodysuit. Now, I hope that'll be okay in the long run. I mean, it looks fine, and plus it's an older figure as it is, so I'm sure it's, held up over the years. But, yeah, I did not expect it to be that light or to have that squishy of armor. Like I said, when I picked him up, I was like, hey, this is squishy. And where's all the weight? But you know what? All that said, he looks amazing. The size on this thing is just awesome. And like I said, look at all that scraping and battle damage painting and stuff. I mean, man, that looks so good indeed. Now, I don't know how well this will show up on camera, but I've laid the figure down because he doesn't come with a doll stand and I don't want to knock him over. But check this out. I'm going to show you here. See this gray part right here? Watch this. Look how squishy that is. Look at that. And I've got weak little doll hands. Man, it shouldn't be this squishy. Spartan armor's supposed to be tougher than that. What the heck, man? Hey, wake up. Wake up. But yeah, everywhere there's a bodysuit, look, it's really squishy. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but if I would have bought this figure for over $200, I think I would be a little mad, because that's too squishy, man. Now, the fact that he's lightweight and has a squishy bodysuit aside, I still think this figure looks amazing, and ThreeA did an incredible job on him. Man, oh man, just the paint job alone, and the detail on his armor is just so cool indeed. Now, one of the things that makes this figure really, really neat is if you look carefully here, down at his hands, he actually has little articulated fingers. So he can totally pretend that he's Spider-Man, or maybe he's going to a Motley Crue concert, who knows? But yeah, if you look at the palm, you can see all the different articulation he has there in his thumb and his fingers, and that is pretty cool indeed. Now, looking at the back of the armor, check this out. Look at all this detail work. It really does look like this has been lived in. This is so amazing. Now, right there, this little fanny pack here on his back, this comes off. And should be considered an accessory, but it was actually on the figure, when you pull it out of the package, so it wasn't next to him in the package. So that's kind of neat. And like the other accessories, it's held on by really strong magnets, and that is cool. And man, it goes on there good. Now, like I said, all of this, down by his knees, that's rubber, his butt's rubber. Man, I just hope the rubber can hold up over the years, because I know a lot of people had problems with their Batman figures and stuff, but I don't know, I've never heard about, these ThreeA ones, ripping or tearing or anything, but I would still advise you be very careful with it and don't leave it in extreme poses or anything, because who knows what could happen over time. But yeah, this looks pretty cool otherwise. And honestly, when I wanted this figure all along, it was just to look good like this on the shelf. It's not like I really cared, how he was posed or anything. This just looks so neat indeed. So I say we waste no more time, and I say we look at him up close. What do you say? So, here we go with a super duper close-up look, and just look at all those scrapes and scratches and stuff all over his armor. That looks incredible. Now, this is something that ThreeA is known for, their little battle damage, scratched up, and, that sort of paint work, and that is so cool indeed. I mean, look at all those little scratches on there. That is so neat. Now, they just took, like, sandpaper to it and ruined your toy, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're just artisans with a paintbrush. I don't know. And then working our way up here, we'll see like a little design work there. I mean, that's pretty cool. And then over here, he's got the UNSC logo, looking very cool indeed. Up here at his helmet, holy crap, look at that. That is very cool. Now, like I said, all this battle damage and scraped up looking thing, that just looks so good. Here's his visor. Now, I expected it to have kind of that mesh design, kind of the same way that Master Chief's, helmet looks, but in the game, too, it's kind of plain, so I guess they did that right. And then over here, you got the scratched up part of the helmet. You got a red stripe up there on his head. Very cool. I love those little yellow triangles. That's pretty awesome indeed. Now, turning him a little bit. And looking at the side of his head here, you can see he's got some more design work there. Looking very cool. Man, yeah, I really love all these little scratches and stuff. This looks really cool indeed. Yeah, they've mastered the ability to make your figures look like it's all beat up. So that's cool. Usually you have to take your toy out in the backyard and kick it around, and stuff like that to make it look like this. Let's see, here's the rubber bodysuit that I'm not too happy with. You can see it's kind of jagged there. That's kind of weird. And then here's his shoulder. Now his shoulder's hard plastic. Very cool. And then this right here is where his armor would go. I haven't put that on there yet. There's a rubber elbow joint. Now, if you leave that bent, who knows? I know the Batman ones tore really easy or fused together. I love this little diagram here. It almost looks like a Nintendo controller or something on his arm. That's kind of cool. And then down here you'll see he's got some like weathering there. That's very neat. I like the little green design there. Back of his palm, or whatever, back of his hand. That's pretty cool. There's his knuckles. You can see his fingers. Man, they did a really good job, like I said, on the weathering. That is so cool. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted one of these, was to see all the weathering up close and stuff. This looks so neat. Now, looking at his hands up close, you can see that the tips of his fingers are articulated. The next digit is articulated. The one after that's articulated. Holy crap, man. Even his thumb's got 3 digits. That's pretty cool indeed. Man, oh man, that is awesome. Now, working our way back over here to his chest and belly. There's his belly there. Very cool. Here's his belt. I don't really like how it's bunched up there at the hips, but, what can you do? That's the way he came out of the package. Very cool indeed. Here's his leg, looking very neat. Yeah, they even weathered the bodysuit, which is really neat indeed. Now, I just paused this to look. I thought that maybe it was Tor there or something like that, but that's actually 2 layers. If you look there, there's another layer above it, but that's rubber too, so there's actually 2 layers there. I really thought that was Tor for a second. I was like, oh no, that's not good. That's a good example of what I'm talking about. But no, that's not Tor. It just looks like it because there's 2 layers there. And then over here, well, that's a relief at least. Here's some design work there on his leg. Very cool indeed. Working our way down to his knees. This figure is so huge, and whenever you're trying to show off a figure this big up close, it's really hard to show off the details because it's just too big, it's fuzzy and stuff. There's a happy face. Yay. And then down here, oh, look, that's an excited face. Ah! And then, let's see, working our way down. Oh, there's a cute little face with a little cute nose. And he's going, oh! And then he's just covered in little faces. And then there's his feet looking very awesome indeed. Let's flip him around. Because the details don't stop there on his front. They're actually all over him. Now, right here, he's got a tiny, tiny little antenna on the right side of his head. And I'd be very careful with that. You don't want to break it. It's thicker than you think, but it's still pretty thin, too. Now, working our way down his helmet here, you'll see his neck. And then right here on this side, you'll see the UNSC logo. And then over here, you'll see another, square rectangle or whatever down his backpack here. Now, he's got lights and stuff, and I wish I could show you those, but, yeah, it looks really cool lit up. He's got lights on his back, his helmet, sides of his helmet. He's got them on his legs. He's got them on his chest. He's got them on his arms. It looks so cool, man. Very cool indeed. Here's his butt. Even his butt's battle damaged. Holy cow! There's the back of his thigh. Very neat. There's the back of his knees right there. And then working our way down here, look, it's even got a little caution thing on the back of his calf. That's pretty cool. And they got one over there too. That's awesome. It looks like electric or something. And then down here at his feet. Very cool indeed. It's about as close as I can get. Now the back of his arms are pretty cool. Look at this. That's neat looking. Yep. That is pretty cool. He's got tons of details all over him. He's got tons of battle damage. There's a little screw thing that you have to unscrew to put batteries in. It's underneath this panel here. That lights up his arms. And then he's got some batteries that go in somewhere underneath here on the back of his chest. Or back of his back, I should say. And that's pretty cool indeed. But yeah, I love all the battle damage. And I'm still happy with this figure. I know it sounds like I'm complaining, but I think it's because I didn't expect it to have the rubber bodysuit. And I didn't expect it to be so light. But, I don't mean to keep harping on that, but that's the only negative that I can see. I mean, the sheer size of this figure alone, the paintwork is amazing. I absolutely love how it's painted. He looks so, so cool, and I absolutely love it. There's another design there on his knee, or on his upper thigh, on his right leg. Very cool indeed. There's his hand. Yeah, this is awesome. And another thing that makes this figure really cool is the fact that he's not even wearing all of his body armor, so check this out. Here he is with his knife up by his collarbone, very cool indeed. Next to that we've got his left shoulder armor, that looks awesome. Followed by his right shoulder armor that's a little smaller and stuck over on the other side there. There's his right chest plate thing, this right here. Now, I was a little worried on this thing because I couldn't make it stick with magnets. Now, that's weird. Now, looking at the back of it and the back of the other one, you'll notice this one has a square hole. Now, I was like, crap, the magnet's missing. And this one, I can't find the magnet at all. But if you look, it's got an indented pattern there on in the back of it. Now, both of these just snap on in little, the way it's molded on the armor. So these are not held on by magnets at all. And this one's got the hole in it, I'm assuming, so that this light right here, that little white thing, lights up the little button or the little blue thing on the front of this one. So that's pretty cool indeed. Although, I have to admit, it did make me panic that I didn't get magnets. So, man, oh man, that's pretty cool. And as you can see, that little blue thing there, it lights up on his chest because the light shines through it. And that's pretty awesome indeed. Now, working our way down here to his thighs, if you look there at the top part of his thighs, there's a little circle there. Now, what goes there is his 2 grenades. And I have to say, all of these magnets are strong, but they're not that strong. And his magnets flop around a lot. You can knock off his armor really easy if you're not careful with it. But honestly, I'm almost tempted to just super glue all the armor on because, seriously, you're ever going to display him without it on? I think I wouldn't super glue the grenades, of course, but yeah. Be very careful. You don't want to flick the armor off. And all that said, if you flip him around, since his little fanny pack is already in place, you also can put his rifle right here on his back. Just like that. Now, it's a little off-center, but that's the only way I could make it stick, because any other way, and it becomes so loose that it wants to fall off, like that, almost. It's hanging there, but man, it already fell off once. But yeah, you have to have it really off-center, so that it catches both of the magnets. So yeah, the magnets could be a little bit stronger. I'm not unhappy with it. I think it's a really neat figure. Do I think it was worth over $200? Maybe not, but I still like it a lot. Because, yeah, just turning him around, if you just touch any of his armor, except for maybe these 2 pieces, they haven't given me a problem, but they snap into place. Yeah, if you just barely touch any of his armor, it becomes, it turns a little or it gets, disjointed or whatever. The grenades are the worst. They kind of flop around a lot, but you know what? Seriously, it's still pretty cool. I like it a lot. I don't mean to complain about it. I think this is a really cool figure, and I think it was still worth the price. But remember, I got it on sale and then half of that. So, in case you're curious how big this figure is, here he is standing next to Steve the Stormtrooper, and check out how big Carter is, because Steve is standing on a base. Yeah, this is one beefy figure, and honestly, that's why I expected him to be a little heavier, but you know what? He looks amazing, and I guarantee you he'd look even better lit up, because the light-up feature is really cool. Check out other reviews to see the light-up feature. I wish I had some batteries to show you. But man, it is awesome. Yeah, this is pretty cool indeed. So, there's my review of the 3A Commander Carter Halo Reach 1/6 scale figure. And you know what? Look, I know I complained a lot during this review, and I don't mean to. It's just that, yeah, there are things that could have been better about this figure, especially considering it's over $200. But I got it for, $94 something. So, you know what? Honestly, I'm not unhappy with it, but if I'd have paid the full price, I think I would have been a little unhappy, or at least a little let down. That doesn't mean 3A didn't make a good figure. No, no, no. This looks amazing, and if you're going to have a Commander Carter Halo figure, this would be the one to have, because it looks really cool. The only thing that would have made this figure even better, besides the fact that I should have had batteries so I could have seen it lit up, is the fact that I wish it came with an unmasked Commander Carter head, because that would be really cool indeed. And since this is such a big body, you can't just go get a 1/6 scale head that would work with it, because he's huge, man. You'd have to have a head in scale. But you know what? This is very cool, and I really love it a lot. So, until next time, tune